our fuel today, yeah, it's still considered heating oil. I don't even look at the same fuel.
Welcome to Mission Possible, delivering greener fuel today. Recorded live at the Southern New England Energy Conference in Newport, Rhode Island. Brought to you by CEMA.
It's our 75th anniversary this year.
Celebrating 75 years of service and leadership. So welcome back to the latest episode of Mission Possible. And our guest today is Mr. John Bowman with F.F. Hitchcock Company. John, welcome to the program. And also our guest co-host is the superstar here at CEMA, Ms. Nickey Kollie. And you're going to be taking over the interview, or at least adding to it throughout it. But first, we're going to start with John. Tell us a little bit about your company and its history. We'll start there.
Yeah, so F.F. Hitchcock is a home services company in Connecticut. We are located in Cheshire now. Originally, we were in Woodbury, Connecticut. The company's been around since 1870, which is crazy to think about. But really, it evolved from a general store that then went to providing home services when they were literally invented. Like centralized heating, coal stoves, we started selling them. Indoor plumbing came around, we started selling plumbing supplies and installing them ourselves. So really, as the needs of our customers have changed throughout the years, we've adapted our business model to meet those.
And part of that being the greener, cleaner fuel that you're delivering. Tell us about that, because this is important. We can't say it enough. I am constantly telling people how our industry has changed. Wherever I go, whether it's my mother's house or neighbor, the person coming to my house to service the water meter, I'm telling them about Bioheat. And people are always surprised. And it goes back to saying we can't say it enough, right? How we've changed. So I'm going to let you say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the industry is constantly evolving. But if you look at specifically the fuels that we use, my company, I mean, think about this, going back to 1870, originally it sold coal way back when. And we no longer sell coal for a good reason, right? And now you look at where we've transitioned our fuel from high sulfur contents, eliminated the sulfur completely, down to 15 ppm. And then we brought in that component of biodiesel to make it, like you said, cleaner and greener. So our fuel today, yeah, it's still considered heating oil. I don't even look at the same fuel. It's totally different than what was sold 20 years ago.
Is there ever a time where we can stop calling it heating oil?
I hope. Yeah, I mean, really, the Bioheat product that we deliver to all of our customers today is just such a better product for them, their heating systems.
With the fuel changing and the industry constantly evolving, you have a sizable company, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a good workforce that is trained, and they also have to be prepared for the evolution. How do you think you do that in your business? Knowing that, again, you started there, your company started selling coal, and then you transitioned to new fuels. How do you prepare your workforce to understand these new technologies, or to understand where the industry was and where it plans to go? Do you have a plan that you initiate as these things?
Well, our service technicians have adapted so quickly to Bioheat. They actually prefer, because it burns so much cleaner. So I think actually the fuel has made the training portions and the adaptation of the new fuel easy, because it's just a great fuel.
I agree. I think a lot of people say, and I guess we are guilty of it as an industry, that we don't do a good job of sharing our new fuel. We are not branding it as much or marketing it to our customer base as much as we should. And what do you think we can do to help push our message across as a company owner?
Listen, I agree with it and I disagree, because to me, I let the fuel speak for itself.
Yeah.
I think the end consumer would be skeptical if we were sitting here saying, I promise you, just trust it. This fuel does all these great things. It's like magic. We like to prove it. So, our customers have seen it firsthand. The maintenance on their systems every year has gone down. The breakdowns over the years has decreased significantly. Yeah. As we've increased the efficiency of the equipment that we're burning this fuel in, their usage has gone down. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. But I really think the fuel speaks for itself. I mean, people today call us all the time and they say, I used to get a cleaning every year, but I don't know if I need that anymore. Why? And I said, well, your fuel burns so much cleaner. So I guess, I think that the fuel itself, the Bioheat, really sells itself.
Yeah, I always get excited when I tell someone about Bioheat and they're like, oh, what's that? It's just like it's an opportunity to share such a good story. And, so many people don't know that they're already receiving this new and approved fuel. And so when you tell them and alert them and they can feel good about it. So I feel good that I'm telling you about what you're doing to, be more environmentally conscious or whatever it may be. And so I think, again, I think we're doing a good job. It's slow and steady wins the race. And we call it a new fuel, but as we've been messaging today, it's been in existence for some time, right? So it's been around for almost 25 years?
20 years, yeah.
So when did your company transition over to
right away? So we started selling a low blend of biofuel in the late 2009-10 range.
Okay.
And as blend ratios have increased from no bio content to 5% bio, 10% bio, 20% bio, we've also increased our blend. So we've always been pushing the edge and trying to be, as environmentally forward as we possibly can with our fuel choices.
Well, one thing I also want to commend you on, outside of just biofuels and, the training you do with your workforce, I see a lot of your posts on LinkedIn and, how much effort you put into educating your technicians, because that's a really big part of the job. And, even my job is like, I'm an advocate. I'm here to educate not just, our members, but also the public on what we do and how we do it. And I really admire when I see your LinkedIn posts and you have all of your techs, in a room. You're inviting over, the manufacturers to come and explain things, because it goes such a far way in pushing, again, the message of false and making sure that when these people are entering their homes, they know what they're doing. They're evolving with the technology. So all of those things really do play a big role. And I really do respect all the work that you do.
Well,
to do that.
Our service technicians, they are the point of our outlet, right? They are the people who interact with our customer base more than anybody else in our company. And therefore, they're like the most trusted people. I mean, we have customers still who we have like keys to their house. Yeah. And they say, just, make sure the dog goes back in when you're done. Service technicians are no different than me, you, anybody else. Yeah. When we know something, we're comfortable with it, we can believe in it. And without training them and explaining to them the benefits of Bioheat and the benefits of higher efficiency equipment, but they don't have that confidence to be able to discuss that with customers. If anything, they're going to fall back and say, "Oh, I don't know about that. It's new. I don't really trust that." Yeah. Instead, from the get-go, we've been training our technicians to be informed and help them. I call it kind of teach the teacher. Yeah. Teach them to teach our customers.
Well, you actually are a teacher, so every time you testify at the Capitol, I'm like, well, I learned something new. I'm in awe of your technical expertise. You don't just run a company; you actually really do understand down to the basics of what the equipment is, how it works, how it functions. And so that's also, again, another important part of running the business, I suppose, is also knowing what you're selling to your customers. It's easy, I guess, to tell people what to do, but when you yourself understand and know the product, and again, have that technical expertise, it goes a long way. And so how did you start off when you got into your family company? Did you start off hitting the road? Were you in the houses? Were you in the basement?
I've basically done every job in the business, almost, I guess. Yeah. And besides just being like, the copy or repair person, fixing it when the internet goes down, I've drove trucks. I've serviced oil burners. I answer the phones. I've sort of done it all, which I think puts me in a unique position because I can relate to my employees and I know what they're going through. I can help them troubleshoot a call over the phone because I know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And that's a huge help. It's just not me. I'll be honest with you, Nick. And thank you for the comments and the compliments, I should say. We have a great team at Hitchcock, and I'm proud to say that my dad's still involved in the business. My two brothers as well. And we do some different things, but the end goal is to take care of that customer and our employees. People forget. With our, I don't know what we're at today, but we're right around 100 employees. That's 100 families, and that's DX lessons and Little League prizes and dreams. Those technicians have dreams, real dreams, and they have goals. So all we're here, I serve myself just a coach. I'm just trying to foster those dreams and give my technicians, give my office people, any of my drivers, just the information to succeed.
And more than just your technicians, I know, I think I've even gone to technical school with you where you go in and you mentor those kids and you tell them about the industry, there's going in the opportunity that they could have. A lot of times, high schools, you're pushing kids right into college, and sometimes they're not going to start in the direction they want to go into or need to, and getting into the trades is really important. That's also something we heavily focus on in our industry, is making sure that we have enough people to supplement our workforce. And so that's also really important work that you do. And so what benefits have you seen for being able to go into those high schools and help to the next generation of technicians outside of the ones that you already hired?
I do see a slight turning point with young people getting into the industry. More so now than I think they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. Our average hire is much younger than it used to be. And a lot of times, some of our employees that we're hiring today, they tried college, they tried the traditional path for a year or two, found out that they weren't necessarily bad at it, just wasn't for them. Others knew what they wanted from the get-go, 17 years old, they went to trade school, and the rest is history. But the great thing about our industry is, young or old, there are pathways in for anyone. Through apprenticeship programs in the state of Connecticut, individuals can get paid to go to work, learn the trades, and then go to school at night. And it's really, there's not a lot of barrier. People get scared, I think, of career changes, or they think, oh, that's impossible. I'll never get a job. Or listen. If you're listening to this and you want a job, please call me. I mean, I'm hiring. We hire every day, but I see that the trades is becoming more normalized. And really, listen, from an economic standpoint, I would much rather, if I was talking to children or young adults, push them towards the trades, because they're going to make much more money doing trades than going the conventional 4-year route and racking up, $100,000, $200,000 gap.
Yeah, and if I wasn't always afraid of breaking a nail, I definitely would have gone into the trades. So.
Yeah, well, me too. But and I did take a different path. I did choose a 4-year college because I had the opportunity to play football in school and pursue that. But it's not necessary. But at the same time, we also have people who are looking for career changes. They went to a traditional 4-year degree program. They have college experience. They maybe even worked in a different job role, and found that they weren't rewarded with it. And so many of my employees, I mean, we have bad days, but at the end of the day, when you leave a customer's house and you are wearing the Superman cape and you got the S on your shirt, right?
Yeah.
Because you just saved that customer from having no heat in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah.
Or no air conditioning on a 98-degree day and they have asthma or they're elderly. You can't replace that feeling. I mean, you are a savior to that individual. And I don't think you get that experience working a desk job, 9 to 5, pushing papers. You don't get that reward.
I can't end this without talking about the fact that you are our 2025 Marketer of the Year. Congratulations,
Yeah.
John.
That's incredible. I was actually just reading the description of the proclamation. It's very formative.
Yes, very, very.
Very nice.
We don't stay around.
No. And, and it goes on to say that, it's the industry's highest award. What's most amazing to me is being awarded that today. I can remember other years where the people that won.
Yeah.
And 15 years ago, looking up at the stage and saying, like, I could be that someday. And there's so many people that are involved in our industry who have paved the way, and really to be able to consider myself in it, first of all, it looks like not real. Just to be considered in that same breath of them,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Especially since you're the younger generation of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're listening to people that have been in the industry for 60 years and they're getting awarded, and then here comes John, the rising star, So it's like, it must feel good, to be recognized.
It does, and I hope that further than that, I'm hoping there was somebody in that room. Maybe it was their first year at a show like this,
Yeah.
or a conference, just like I was, 18 years ago, and I'm hoping they're sitting there saying, I could be that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be somebody who, has put in 40 years or 50 years. Like, you can make an impact today. We've made an impact at Hartford with some of the work that we've done with the legislatures to get higher efficiency blends passed and get some of the changes made to the apprenticeship law, for example. Anyone listening to this, especially in the industry already, please get involved. I mean, there's so much room for opportunity to get involved today.
Thank you so much.
This was great.
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
And this was only the third take, so I think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Do we have to say happy birthday to you too?
No. Yeah, well,
Actually,
Happy birthday.
Congratulations on Marketer of the Year. Congratulations on
You don't want us to sing happy birthday, but come on.
Happy support you.
yeah, it's had a pretty good run.
Monumental
Yeah.
year for you.
Got married,
2025.
turned
Oh, you
40,
got married too.
and in the last 4 weeks, I got married, turned 40, and won Marketer of the Year. So
So what ranks highest there?
the marriage.
No, of course,
Good
of course.
job.
No, I was just kidding.
We're going to send this to the
I
world.
wrote that one down.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great year. Thanks for talking. Bye.
And thank you for listening to Mission Possible. Be sure to tune in next time to hear more stories on how our members are making a difference. We'll see you then.